Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. That guy is Big Vincenz. Vincenz? No muck around with Vincenz. Look at his face. Look at his face. You think he's bothered for this season? Mate, he's only been an Inter fan for 3 months. Look at him. Look at him. Look at Vincenz. Guys, welcome back to Inter Worldwide. Thank you so much for joining me today. All jokes aside, I feel like I want to introduce a new little segment to the channel. New-ish, especially since we've cracked a certain threshold of subscribers, and I want to give a big shout out to everybody who's signed up for the memberships. So this segment of the show is going to be called Post Partita, Post Game. I used to do something very similar called The Final Word, but if you would like to hear me talk more about Serie A and all the Serie A sides and what the league is doing and in context for Inter especially, then head over to Football Worldwide and you can catch my Serie A roundtable / roundup once a week, once a fortnight. But for today, let's have our first Post Partita and talk about the post-match for Udinese and the main talking points. That's what it's going to be. We're going to talk about the game and the talking points that come from it. We're not going to talk about other sides. We're not going to talk about the table. This is purely for Inter and what we need and how I feel the situation is after the result. It's a great time to do the first video. It's a great time to do the first one because never since it happened is it so evident that the Antonio Conte regime fairy dust has worn off. And that means missing someone like Lele Oriali, missing someone like Pintus. And all you need to do is look at his work at Madrid since he moved back there. Handpicked by Carlito Ancelotti, the same way he's handpicked by all the elite managers around the world. He's respected just as much, if not more, than the management at that Madrid club. If you go and watch videos of backstage footage, Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Casemiro when he was there, senior members of the squad flock to Antonio Pintus to hug him, to thank him. They know he's the backbone of that club. I've seen a rumor come out this morning that our director, Beppe Marotta, is not happy with the physical staff. Mate, Antonio Conte is a hard act to follow. Guess who else is? Pintus. He's very tough and he's the best at what he does. We are lacking in that department. Romelu Lukaku, no injuries in the time that he was under Conte and Pintus. Injury already that has set us back in our fixtures. Not good, not good. Leaders in this squad, gone. Leaders who didn't even lead on the pitch. They were there for locker room leadership. Vidal, Sanchez, Kolarov, Ranocchia, Perisic, who did both on the pitch and in the locker room. We've lost a big core of our leaders. The same way a certain other club is struggling because a certain core of their leadership who understand the values of the club have left. Kolarov was really happy to be here, be a dressing room motivator and leave with a Scudetto tucked under his arm. We're missing that. We're missing Ranocchia. We are missing useless on the pitch players because they were the glue in the dressing room. That, my friends, is not good enough. That's not good enough. Let's talk about Inzaghi. He's the big talking point. He's on the thumbnail. Where do you stand on this? Because the club, the fans are divided. There are a lot of people that think there's no way back under this manager. I'm not one of them. Yet, I'm one bad result away from being one of them. One bad result. Inzaghi should not be in a position where he is on the chopping block come match day 8. Have you seen our next fixtures? Have you seen where we have to go and who we host over the next 2 weeks? It's Roma. It's Barcelona. It's Sassuolo. It's Barcelona! Again! I know, Vincenz. It's a very serious time. Guys, it looks bleak. And Steven Zhang is very happy with his yes man, Simone. Literally, Simone Inzaghi. Polar opposite to Antonio Conte. Vincenz, please. You know, a big reason why the behavior has been allowed to continue at our club is because we've got a yes man in the managerial position. Has he lost the dressing room? I don't know. It looks like it. And if so, let's go in on these players. Not good, guys. Unfortunately, your players like your Bastonis and your Barellas, who, let's not forget, won a Euro the same year they won a Scudetto, they're not giving 100%. Barella shouldn't be misplacing 3 passes 15 seconds after winning the ball back. Marcelo Brozovic, who's supposed to be the indispensable player, the one that we can't survive without, he's crap. Right now, I'd say he's closer to being benched for Aslani in a logical world than being an undisputed starter. How are you getting the ball and misplacing 6-yard passes? You're supposed to be the regista, the glue that holds this team together. Nothing could be further from that at the moment for Marcelo. Lukaku and Zhang, my God, if that wasn't the biggest PR stunt I have seen at the club in years. Up on top of the building, welcome home, yeah? At what cost? That loan fee to Chelsea ditched Bremer, ditched Dybala, ditched any other plans that we had. That was all that we had to spend. Guys, our wingbacks, we play with an inverted wingback system. Gosens and Dumfries are not good enough at the moment. Gosens hasn't been given a chance to play himself into form, and Denzel Dumfries looks pissed. Back pass Merchant. Has he beaten a man in the year and a half he's been at Inter? Full credit to him for being able to get back in the right defensive position. Full credit to him to being able to sniff out a goal on the far end of the box, at the far post. Well done. We need you to act like a winger. A wing back. Can you do that? At the moment, I don't think so. These are all legitimate concerns. This is not me coming on camera today saying Inzaghi out, sack the manager. But we are in a semi-crisis. We are in a semi-crisis. And when the best players on your team rock up and put in 5 out of 10 dog shit performances, for lack of a better term, then you need to reflect and you need to change. Things need to change. How do you think the change should come? Are we that close to a change in ownership? I don't know. Wherever there's smoke, there's fire. But wherever there's smoke for this particular fire, the fire burns. Don't get it twisted. I'm actually not in a bad mood. I said it at the start of this season. Make sure your expectations match the vision of the club. If the club is behaving like a team that should compete with Roma and Lazio for top 4, let's compete with Lazio and Roma for top 4. But let's not sit here and pretend that we are Scudetto challengers. I saw Milan versus Napoli. I saw them both in the Champions League. There are levels at the moment. They're here. We are here. We might not be down here, but I thought that we'd be higher. There is zero reason for this group of professional athletes to lack the motivation and the commitment that they had last season. This manager, as flawed as he might be, got them to the last day of the season within 3 points, 2 points, whatever it was, and won 2 cup finals. If that's how quickly you've given up on your manager, guess what? I'm sorry to say, there ain't no manager in the world that's going to save this group of athletes. And that brings me to my last point. How much have we overrated these players? Are we still so emotionally clung to that Scudetto that we think things like 70 million for Bastoni is not a good offer? Please. Please. My tune about a lot of these starters has changed. And when that January Mercato rolls around, there's going to be a lot of positive Mercato videos from me. If anyone starts slinging 50 plus mil towards our players, take it. Take it. Rebuild with players who know the value of the shirt and aren't going to give up straight away. Am I being pessimistic? Am I being too dramatic? Am I being way too over the top? That's for you to let me know in the comments below. Forza Inter, always and forever. And Forza Inter worldwide. Big up yourselves. Ciao ragazzi.